Stephan Sterns has been charged for the homicide of Madeline Soto. He was already in custody for 60 counts related to offenses against a child.
Today, the Kissimmee Police Chief and myself are here to provide an update on the death investigation on 13-year-old Madeline Soto, who was reported missing back on February 26th of this year and discovered dead 4 days later. Today, we're announcing that Stephan Sterns has been indicted by the grand jury on first-degree murder for the killing of Madeline Soto. We presented the case to the grand jury. They returned an indictment earlier today. Has been some questions as related to the length of investigation. I just want to let you know again that my office and the Kissimmee Police Department have been working vigilantly in making sure that we had every opportunity to get every piece of evidence that we could.
It sounds like they did this right. They charged him with the other crimes and got him off the street to make the public safe and prevent further tampering with evidence, and then methodically investigated the homicide. I know people have felt impatient, but it's better for them to do this right, get it buttoned up, rather than rush and jeopardize the whole case.
The death penalty in this case, we have not decided to what decision we're going to make in that case. We're going to continue those discussions going forward, and we'll let you know again when we make that decision as to whether we're going to seek the death penalty in this case. The defendant will appear at initial appearances, I believe probably in the next day or two.
We know this case has gained significant public attention because Madeline had just celebrated her 13th birthday and was just a child. The evidence shows an individual that was entrusted to keep Madeline safe made calculated moves to dispose Madeline's belongings and place her body in a wooded area before she was ever reported missing. For the 4 days following her disappearance, the entire community was actively looking to find Madeline safe and alive. Tragically, on March 1st, Madeline's remains were found.
During the press conference, there wasn't actually a lot said. There was a Q&A.
Although an indictment has been returned this afternoon, it is still an open and ongoing criminal investigation. So much of this information cannot be disclosed until Mr. Sterns' attorney, if he does so, elects to participate in discovery, and then all of you in the media know how to go about seeking information through public records.
When those records become available, I will cover it. If you obtain those records before me, please do email them to me at loriandwatson@gmail.com. It's very helpful when people do that. A lot of times, because of my location, I can't get everything. The questions during the Q&A were hard to hear. Someone asked whether there was anyone else involved. Here's her answer.
Not that we've uncovered.
And several times questions were asked that got this response.
Again, all questions about the facts of the case are not subject to disclosure because of public records laws at this time. Once his attorney participates in discovery, then you can make public records requests through your normal channels as you do in other cases.
I couldn't hear the next question, but maybe you can. In a way, it doesn't matter because the answer was interesting.
What is the status of the investigations in regards to the mother? Something you can share about it?
At this time, the only person being charged is Stephan Sterns. And again, this is not over. There is an ongoing investigation to uncover more evidence, and therefore we can't comment.
The question asked was what has to be considered before deciding whether to seek the death penalty. Here's the answer.
So with any death case that is reviewed by my office, when it's determined to be a homicide, we have to look at the statutory aggravating factors that are laid out in our Florida law. Once we've determined that we have sufficient evidence to prove those factors to the proper evidentiary standard, then we had to have to talk about whether this is a death penalty case. And that's a discussion that we're still going to be having for the next couple of weeks to make sure that we're making a legal decision that's appropriate in this case.
There was a question about Sterns' cooperation and whether or not there's a plea offer. Here's the answer.
Cannot comment on whether Mr. Sterns has been doing anything. He has counsel. And as far as plea offers, no, there are no plea offers made on the open case.
This next exchange was interesting too. The question was if the family was working with the investigation. Notice the I block at the end of his answer.
It's a family working with the investigation. It's a family working with the investigation.
It's an ongoing investigation. Can't comment on who's working with us.
And that's the gist of it. Sterns has a court date for July 10th on his other charges. That's all I've got for you for now. If you get documents, email me. Trust your gut. See you in the comments.